Hi, Nicole. So, where are you from? Now, you're a student at Tuskegee University, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and so tell me a little about what you're studying. Like, what's your major?
My major is agricultural and resource economics,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm originally from Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
the motherland.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what year are you at Tuskegee?
I'm in my second year master's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Mhm.
So, tell us a little about the research that you presented here at ARD.
Mhm. So my research focused on assessing social justice
Mhm.
in Alabama, and then I used GIS, that is Geographic Information Systems. So what the research sought to do is to create an index of capital, so the distribution of capital resources in Alabama, so the whole of Alabama. I worked with 67 counties, looked at the spread of capital. So financial capital, human capital, political capital, environmental capital. I mean, anything that can be a resource to the community, we try to assess it and see how it is spread across the Black Belt and then the other White Belt counties as well.
Okay. And now you're an award recipient, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
What
proudly.
did you receive?
I was second, and
Is for your oral? Or
yes, for the oral
presentation?
presentation, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how did that feel to receive that award to kind of validate your research here?
It was very humbling, you know, because when I presented, I know a lot of the judges and then a lot of people in the room were curious about my work. They wanted to know how my work is going to impact the community, what I was going to do personally after I'm done with the research. You know, the research is done. So what are you going to do with all the information that you have? And I think a key thing for me is that receiving this award means that they believe in what I want to do with my research. And that is to go out there into the community, you know, gather people around, let them know that you have these resources. The fact that you have a church doesn't mean you just go in there to pray. It's a resource for you to use as a social capital to bring people together, whatever issues you're facing in the society, if it is drug abuse, if it is teenage pregnancy, you use these churches as a means to communicate to the teenagers or the youth in the community. So you don't just go and pray for yourself, but then you use it as a way of mobilizing people, you know, to fight a cause. So receiving this award has really humbled me, and I'm very glad that they believe in my work and then they know the impact it's going to have on the community. Yeah.
Was there any personal experience that inspired you to do this type of research?
Yes. So as I said, I'm from Ghana. And back in Ghana, we have this whole perception about America. We see skyscrapers and, you know, nice place. I'm like, oh, America is nice. So when I got my admission to America, Tuskegee, I'm like, yes, this is it. I'm going to see all those things I used to see on TV. And my first contact with America was Tuskegee. I'm like, how is this? I don't think I've arrived yet. Maybe we have some few more, you know, places to go, because I don't think this is America. And because it was, I was like, what? How is this possible? Don't they have anything? Don't they have any resources? What do they have? So me, I see a lot of resources in Tuskegee, but the people do not. And I'm like, how do you not see these things? You have the Tuskegee National Forest. Look, you could just have some kind of a canopy walk, and people can come and then be on the top of the canopy walk and see the spread of the forest. That is a huge resource. You can make people come there for tourism and all that. But why isn't anybody thinking about this? You know, so that's what got me interested in the research that I did, to look at the spread of capital, not just in the Black Belt. I mean, I live in a Black Belt, is of importance to me, but also to look at the other counties as well. You know, how are they making it? How are they higher than some of the counties in the Black Belt? So, yeah, that is what really inspired my choice of research.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your next step now? Can you say you want to get out of the campus now to actually apply your research exactly?
So my research now is to actually get a PhD. Getting a PhD, I've applied to some schools, and then I've gotten very positive responses from them because my work is awesome. So And I'm looking at community development and ag education. So I believe that field will help me a lot to have, one, the resources that I need, because it's one thing going out there into the community and just talking. But when you're coming and then you have a solution, you need to have resources. And those are the resources I can get with a PhD. So I can be in extension, I can be in community development as well. And then I can also teach as well. So basically, that is my next step. And I'm not just going to do this research and just make it lie down somewhere and gather dust. I'm going to go a step forward with it. So,
and how significant has it been for you to be a part of ARD? Now, is this your first time presenting?
Yes.
Okay, your very first time.
Yes.
So how significant has that been for you to experience that?
Yeah. ARD is a big thing in Tuskegee. Everybody's like, ARD, ARD. I'm like, okay, I need to go. I want to experience ARD. And then I must say, I haven't regretted. It's been so interesting. I've met a lot of faculty. I've met a lot of people who are contributing a lot of things in their communities. Somebody approached me, gave his card to one of my colleagues and said, make her apply into this internship. I was at her presentation and she did very well. Make sure she applies into this position. I'm like, but I'm not a US citizen, you know. So I've gotten the opportunity to meet a lot of people. And then the fact that those who sat in on my presentation were impressed with what they saw. And I also got the opportunity to see some other people's presentation. And I must say that, wow, there's a lot of research going on out there, like a lot. When I look at the names I go for some of the presentation, I'm like, this is mind-boggling. Like, things are happening in 1890s institutions. A lot of research is going on, which is a good thing because this research needs to be done so that people can have information, people can get educated. So it's really an honor for me to be a part of this year's ARD.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you also speak about being a student with 1890 University, because you were at Tuskegee?
Yes.
So has that been fulfilling for you to be at 1890 University?
Very, very, very fulfilling. The relationship that we are able to build with our professors is so great. I mean, I can just walk over to my advisor and be like, Dr. Z, here's some jollof rice. You know, I don't think you can get that from some of the other schools. We have a very close-knit relationship with our mentors, and everybody's looking out for your interest, your best interest, you know. So if you need something and one person doesn't have it, they'll just, you know, make sure that they go to someone else and then you get what you need for your research. So I think it's a great thing for me. I've always been telling my colleagues that the shock of being in Tuskegee died away, I think, about 2 months, because everybody looked like me. Everybody's like me. Unless I speak, you may think I'm Tiffany or LaQuisha, you know. So that really made me feel at home. It made me feel welcomed and accepted, to the extent that they even made me their graduate student president. See? So I really feel welcomed. Yeah.